Agatha is no more!
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Nick, and you are watching the semi-finals for The Beginning, the first ever 5 vs 5 team objective tournament hosted by DarkAgeGaming.com.
In North America.
Co-hosting with me today is HeighofAbsurdity.
Hey there.
And this is the opening duel between VQ and Interitus, with Nil representing VQ and Moose representing Interitus. And one's using pole hammer, the other's using a longsword. And they got very close up into each other's face already. Nice stab there. Oh!
Stab from the pole axe, taking him down.
Indeed, and with that, Interitus will be the leaders for this. Will be the leaders of the duel, excuse me, and we'll get to choose the map. And they have chosen Dark Forest.
Well, the map was predetermined to be Dark Forest. So
okay.
The duel was for who gets to choose what side they run first. We'll be running through the map on both sides. Okay.
So they chose attacking. Is there really any edge to choosing which side first if the
Yeah, because
if
one side has a killer strategy that they haven't unveiled or whatever, they may not want to employ it first because then the other side will see it and think, well, gee, we should use elements of that and whatnot.
Very good observation. Alright, I will cut out here and then we'll resume as soon as the match is underway. Welcome back everybody, we're continuing our coverage of the match, which has just started now. We're on Dark Forest and Interitus will be attacking. Let's see what we got here for teams wise and classes. I'm seeing 2 knights, a vanguard, men-at-arms, and I'm assuming the other person is going to be an archer.
Yeah, it looks like Vengeful and Bada are going knights as usual. Toby-wan using that great sword as a vanguard. Moose going archer, getting a nice pick.
That was a beautiful shot from Russian Mafia. Ooh, and a great backstab on Vengeful Viking. I guess he thought he was safe, but he was not. So the cart's safe for now. Those filthy diseased corpses are not going anywhere for the moment. Great shot.
It looks as though Nil and Lord Eddard Stark are both going longsword knight, getting fairly far up there, but it looks like they're going to be aggressed on by Mason for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, they were supported by their archer teammate at least. And a great shot taking out Sage. He had got 1 arrow in him earlier when he came out of spawn, and that other one finished him off. Now it's a brandy stock and sword duel here between what I assume is Bada. And now Moose and Bada are the only 2 knights up there. Bada taking out Doug Heath Martin.
Bada taking out Doug Heath. And a lone archer trying to run away. Russian Mafia. Then he stays alive. He actually gets another stab off onto Vengeful.
Quick couple stabs and then ran away, but oh, nice job from Nil, but he could not weather that assault of stabs. So the cart's being pushed up, approaching the overpass bridge.
Yep, it looks like Doug Heath is just over on the side with that heater shield. Now that he's fighting Toby-wan, engaging in a... Oh, and then it looks like coming up to help him is Moose, who beats him twice with a cudgel.
Tried to go away with Abel, is having none of it. And now they're closing in on the cart from all sides.
Yep, they have pushed the masonry away from that cart, and they, Abel gets taken out by Bada over there. We see the wild warhammer swinging of Vengeful. Oh, it looks like Eddard Stark takes out Nil, leaving a lone knight. Looks like Eddard Stark just tried a 1v3. Oh, but Russian gives him a little help.
Yeah, it was like a Hail Mary arrow out of nowhere. Took him out. And he's still up there. Yeah, and I figured that was going to happen too. Bada wasn't using a shield, so he was prime target for that archer.
Now, an interesting tactic that they could try to do here is try to... Okay, they're not going to choose... You can actually stall killing those other people if you can prevent them from running back to their teammates. And if you can kill them fairly decisively while their teammates are halfway down, you force the team to make the decision to go ahead without that one person that you just killed, or they have to wait for someone to spawn, and it just takes a little bit of extra time.
Exactly.
This isn't a map mode that you are running against not just the objectives, but also the clock. So
The clock is kind of your objective.
yes, the ultimate objective, the meta objective. Coming up over on the left-hand side from the mason spawn, you see 3.
Very nice job there. Bada taking out Toby 1 in a bit of blind rage, and then Doheath. I'm gonna call him Doheath. It's so much. It sounds better that way.
Doheath.
Doheath.
Yeah, if he didn't want you to call him Doheath, then he probably should have put a hyphen there or something. But it is a 2v4 right now. Moose makes that a little bit more even.
Beautiful, like a combo hit there between Doheath and the Knight. Now they're just leaving their archer up there for whatever reason. Maybe, as you said, to kill him later. Oh, but I don't think he was expecting to get picked off.
Their archer there, so I'm assuming that because they have no shields, they wanted to just turtle and try to stay safe from getting picked off and starting this fight off at a disadvantage. But as you saw, that didn't matter to Moose, and they started off with a disadvantage anyway. And now it looks like this cart will be pushed up to the rest of the objective unless Abel can pull out some incredible moves here, which he does not.
Nope. The others, it takes a surprising amount of time. There. Alright. Cart's made it past the first objective. There's 15 minutes left, so it made it through fairly quickly.
Yep, Vanquish is running to try to catch up. Looks like one knight is going to choose not to spawn back there, Lord Edward Stark, and now they're going to engage 4v5. If he could have delayed that engagement and got a nice flank off, that's what I think they were trying to do, but he just got killed way too early.
Yeah, definitely. If he'd snuck up behind, it could have been very useful. But Abel taking out Vengeful Viking, nice hit there.
Yep,
oh, Edward Stark, beautiful shot on Sage.
Ooh.
That's a lone knight with his archer support. Ah, but he got stabbed in the back.
Yep. No, Radical Edward has actually subbed in for Russian Mafia.
It looks that way. I didn't even see it happen. They were very quick. Oh, and taking out Edward Stark, but team killing your enemy in the process. Team killing your teammate, rather. Can't really team kill the enemy. Nice stab from Nil. Oh, and great job taking out 3 people in a row. So the cart's been halted for now. Let's see if they've got any plans for setting up a defensive perimeter, if they're just winging it or what here. And just really quickly, VQ team is Nil is a knight, Abel is a vanguard, Start is a men-at-arms, Doheath is a men-at-arms, and Radical Edwards an archer.
Yep, it looks like through the efforts of Nil, they have retaken the cart, but I think too soon, perhaps.
He's on quite a killing streak. Oh, but
not enough to get Moose. It looks like Moose killing him in a second duel. This time it's the archer class.
I think he started to swing and then he fainted out of it, but instead of fainting to parry, he didn't do anything and it got killed. Nice job from Abel though, taking out 2 of those Interitus guys.
Yep, a fire pod over on the left-hand side, and they're forcing that Mason Knight to just stand in it until Russian Mafia takes him out.
Quick overhead from Doheath there, taking out Toby 1.
Yep, and that does bring us to the fact that Russian Mafia has subbed back in with Radical Eddard out.
Very smooth subbing from VQ there. Oh. See if Mr. Brandy Stock can hold him off here. Usually better to, get in there like after a teammate has landed an attack or followed up the Brandy Stock. Not necessarily something you want to have in a 1v1 or multiple opponent fight unless you have some good distance on the enemy. So far the cart hasn't moved in a while, but now it's started to again, with Interitus winning that engagement pretty clearly for their guys alive. Oh! Russian Mafia.
Nice headshot on the
Yeah,
Toby
that was like right at the bottom of his helmet. Beautiful headshot.
Yep, and you see Russian Mafia. He does eschew the cudgel that most other archers favor in melee, but he does like the stabbing of that short sword. So
Yeah, I prefer the short sword myself.
Moose just trying to make a case for the other weapon right now as he whacks Ducky in the back of the head.
Sage taking out Moose.
And he gets killed for it. I guess Sage did not approve of that change of weapon.
Ah,
Sage taking out someone on the other team this time, and Toby Wan catching up to the archer, taking him out.
yeah,
Now
not
we
in a
see
good.
4 Mason on the cart. They are pushing this. Unless VQ can group up and attack simultaneously, it looks like this objective will be in the hands of Interitus.
Alright. Ah, nice try there from Abel. Fortunately, he was fighting a 2 versus 1. The cart's been stopped for now. Will it be enough time to regroup and get their reinforcements up there? Oh, I thought Nil had that, but Sage got through in the last second, but didn't matter because Russian Mafia came in there with a quick stab from that short sword.
Yep, and Eddard Stark and the other man-at-arms up there both get Bada and the other individual off the cart. So now this is actually very dangerous for Interitus because this is incredibly close to the Agatha spawn. They have to win this wave decisively if they want any shot at getting this thing into the cistern.
It is near, you know, closer to their spawn, but it's not right on top of it. They still have to run a bit and drop down if they want to get quickly back to the front. But it is interesting because their archer's in a good position now. He can hide behind the car. It's a somewhat of a choke point, so there's, you know, it should be easier to hit his targets. And as you can see, it's just a cluster muck going on here. Nice job from VQ though, managing to push back Interitus. I think at this point it's just a matter of how long can they. Yeah, that was a great shot there at long range. I think, but as I was saying, I think at this point it's just a matter of how long they can hold this position, you know.
Yep, it seems unlikely that they'll be able to hold it for the entirety of the 9 minutes and 40 seconds or so that's on the clock still. But still, because the timer is cumulative, the time you save in one objective carries over to the next. Any precious seconds are important.
Right. Alright, let's see. Looks like Interitus is starting to close in again now. Fire pot getting ready to be thrown. Hits one of the knights. A lot of projectiles from Interitus, but not many shields. Oh, that's not good. Lost 2 guys already, and a 3rd, and now it's the lone archer.
One just putting in work. Taking out 3. Can he get a quadra? Oh, he goes for the the overhead and gets that quadra kill.
Nice try from Doheath, taking out, you know, he fended off as many as he could.
Yep. Scumbag Bada taking away that pentakill though.
I'm very curious to see how VQ's going to handle this next objective. If they're just going to sit everyone on one of the Sluice gates, or if they're going to try to split it up at all.
Yep, and let's see if we actually might see Interitus last night when they played this map against RK. They saw that smoke pots could actually be used they didn't play this map actually, but in the interviews they were talking about how smoke pots could be used effectively at this particular objective. So let's see if Toby employs the smoke pot at this objective, or if they say no, we just want to have him use his throwables like usual.
Looks like for now they were trying to get to the Susuke as fast as possible to see if they could maybe catch it before VQ got there. But unfortunately that's not going to happen here. Men-at-arms duel, both using a Danax here. Oh, but an arrow. Oh, but it didn't save Sage anyways. But,
if Sage had actually gotten there, that could have been a closed objective.
Yeah. Oh, I speak too soon there. Wow, I was not expecting them to get it in that fast. Oh wait, VQ was just barely. They got there a little too late, and that's not good. This could have been an objective where they could have really held them at.
Yeah, 17.5 minutes they will have to hold back Interitus, which is a tall order against any team, but especially against a team as skilled as this. Let's look at what movements they're going to go towards. Most of them going towards the left. We see 1 man-at-arms going right, though.
I see an archer in a vanguard there going up the wall. I assume to get to that furthest objective. The vanguard's going straight there. The archers are having an archer duel, as they're prone to do.
Yes, Russian Moose exchanging a volley of arrows. You look and you see some of the knights reinforcing that side that the man-at-arms has begun to whack away at.
Yeah, and VQ's doing a pretty common tactic here, which is they're just primarily focusing on that last gate. And they've got one person at the other one, I think.
Yep, looking up and actually doing an overhead is the fastest way to make contact with most weapons. And it also gives you a little bit more ease in actually looking down to see if someone's coming to get you. And that allows Spada to just take out the entire Queen's family in one go. So that is the easiest objective. They have left the two more difficult objectives for later, which is a very interesting tactic.
Good to see the archer making use of that wall where he can really get it any angle he wants and be fairly safe from attack. Except for counter snipes, of course. There's 15 minutes left. I'm curious to see how far along VQ can hold. If they can maybe hold out through the entire objective, or if this is going to be it. It sounds like they're at the other gate. Yeah, and they're killing the remaining Queen's Guard. As I said, their primary focus was on that last objective. Oh, they left one of the king's family alive without realizing it. He
seems to be submerged, partially with his feet.
Well, for mine, he's just cowering. He must be terrified. A bunch of bodies just got all cut down around you, and you're the only one left alive. Just in a pool of blood, sitting there, hoping nobody notices. Oh, nice throwing axe from Nil. Everyone has just kind of said, screw it to shields this match. I've been practically no use of shields on either side.
Yeah, Vengeful King was using a kite shield with that Warhammer earlier.
But not anymore. Oh, and that archer's in trouble. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Nil wanted to make sure that Moose was dead, so he went down there, checked his pulse, and then walked away when he was satisfied.
Can't be too sure.
Yeah, it is going to be difficult because this is actually one of the harder objectives to take. It is very close to the Agatha spawn, so the fact that they have left this one for last might not be the best for them.
At the same time, though, even though it's close to the Agatha spawn, if your entire team's on it, then it's really no different from any place else. Either you kill the whole team, and you know, if you do it quickly, then you're gonna have time before they respawn and get there. And if you don't, then, you know, it's not like you're fighting a bunch of people in a public game throughout the rest of the map, and then you have to get to this one where it's right on top of their spawn. I mean, they're already all here, and your team is already all there, so. The closer spawn really only helps if it's a drawn-out engagement. But so far, it looks like VQ's got the upper hand in this particular fight.
Yep, and it does look to be like it might be a little bit more of a drawn-out engagement, at least as far as the fact that Masons are still up, and we see that VQ is starting to respawn already.
Yep, definitely. Oh, and a quick... Was that a hit trade? I think it was. Oh, whoa, there that Vanguard come from. Came out of nowhere on mine, and now he's trying to run away.
Yep, they're trying to make sure that Toby can't run away. If they can take him down, that will put a substantial delay on when they can actually get a full 5v5 engagement, and it does go down.
Indeed. Great job there.
Vengeful King back with the Knight Shields.
And it looks like they're gonna wait. No? Well, yeah, they're waiting at the wall, but I think they are waiting. Do you think there'd be any use? I mean, they got plenty of time here, 12 minutes. Do you think they should get on the catapult, maybe start taking out these wooden palisades?
I don't think there's really too much that they're going to do, because I think that right now they're thinking, okay, that's going to delay us even further. And taking out that first wooden palisade is usually a fairly good tactic to take out the one that they took out first for the Queen's family, but they can usually do pretty decently just going around there, since they'll end up right at the objective anyway.
At the same time, if they did take out that one bridge, it would help them because they wouldn't be getting spotted as easily.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, it's a close fight here.
And they get a few whacks on the palisade, but then Abel just whacking him over.
Yeah, that was a great side slash. Side slash on the brandy stock, if it hits your head, is not to be underestimated. That still does a lot of damage.
Nope, and it's used often because it's incredibly fast.
Yep,
So,
especially if you accelerate your swing.
Exactly. Still 11 minutes and 36 seconds. The tall order.
You can see what I'm talking about here, though. Russian Mafia using that bridge and wall to its greatest effectiveness and just sniping at them from max range. And it did actually manage to take out Moose.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure how many clicks it would take to take out where Russian Mafia is. I only know that it's 4 clicks.
I think it's a lot. It's almost to the max.
Yeah, it would have to be pretty much the max, I think.
It is, yeah. It's like right at the max or just like 1 millisecond below the max. I think either way you hit it.
Stabbed on both sides. It looks like this 4v5 is not going to end favorably for Interitus.
They tried to just run in there even after Moose was killed, but it didn't work out. No, I don't usually see Moose play Archer for Interitus.
He actually usually plays Archer in all the competitive matches that he's been in that I've seen. He usually plays in there for scrims when Javim's not there, or in larger skirmishes as well. He'll often go Archer. But yeah.
10 minutes left. VQ's put up a good defense. Interitus are changing it up. They're going to try to go from the backside. I wonder if they're going to try to like crouch and sneak up on them. That would be good to see. Then they'd be totally silent. It'd be like little medieval ninjas.
Medieval ninjas are the sneakiest of all ninjas.
It is known.
Oh, we see 2 of them trying to sneak up from behind.
Nope, they've been spotted.
Just the location of where that forces the engagement, though, is incredibly awkward to defend for DQ.
It is, but unfortunately they were still able to get a team advantage where they were double teaming a lot more than Interitus was, and as a result they won that engagement pretty handedly.
Yep. Ouch. It seems like every single time that Interitus tries to get in there, they just get repelled rather handily.
Maybe they should just have 4 of their 5 people, or just have everyone rush the gate and try to hit it as much as they can before they die.
Most competitive strategy ever.
Well, I mean, if they do like down the gate, they can at least maybe start to shoot arrows over it and kill the peasants inside. And they're going for the more direct approach this time. So far, they haven't lost anybody, but Russian Mafia is still up there with his bow, so you never know.
Yep, he goes down.
Oh.
Quick pick up on Abel. Nil returns the favor. Botto taking out Nil over on the side. Russian Mafia getting mobbed by Man-at-Arms and Archer. This could be the push that Interitus is looking for. Doug Keith goes down. There is only 1 soul. Lord Edward Stark there. They are getting 3 people bashing. You see Sage on the outside looking to make sure the people don't spawn.
In.
3 people inside the family. King's family is getting demolished. Can they get them all? There's 1 lone member left.
They've been murdered.
Done.
Good defense, though. That's just what I was saying, though. If it's not a drawn-out engagement, then it doesn't matter that it's right there at their spawn. You still have time to get down the gate and get in there and murder everybody. Great job there. Great play from both sides.
Most definitely.
What are your thoughts? Anything you think VQ could have done better to hold them off longer?
I thought there were a couple times where VQ did go in a little bit disorganized. I think in the first objective, the big thing was when Moose was able to pick off, I believe it was one of the knights or one of the vanguards, and that allowed them to capture that objective rather easily. Yeah, they could have held out much longer there if they would have been able to live, but that 4v5 really helped them push a lot.
I think that they VQ could have done a lot better at the sluice gate section, but I know it's hard to regroup right after the objective has been changed. You know, they got it really fast after they pushed the cart into the aquifer, so they didn't have time to fully regroup. But even so, I think they could have done a better job at stalling them in that part.
Yeah, most definitely. I was really impressed by Nils Knight during the entirety of that.
Yeah, the VQ definitely had. I think they won a fair amount of the engagements, especially at the end. When they were defending the Queen's family. They were definitely getting the leg up there, beating Interitus at every turn. It seemed like until the very end.
Yep. What of note is it seems that both of the knights for VQ, when they employ a 2-knight setup, are siding more towards the longsword. That way, not only are they able to get that little extra reach, but while it is slower and does not do as much damage as a Sword of War on the thrust, the thrust has a little bit more reach, and you can actually do a lot more damage from look-down overheads. Looking down does speed up when the overhead connects, so it makes it an incredibly useful tactic.
And of course, the crouch overhead that we see so much of. I thought that the thrust, though, did more damage on the longsword.
Nah, the thrust on the Sword of War does 10 more damage as far as I'm aware.
That's a bit odd.
If that's incorrect, then blame Legion, chuck that. So, yeah.
I'll have to double check that, because this just doesn't make any sense to me. But I guess it could be true.
Really?
Alright, anyways, the second round has started here. It's obviously teams have switched. VQ the attack, and Interitus on the defense. Doesn't look like anybody's changed up any classes. Everything's pretty much the same, except no, yeah, Sword of War, which we did see Batty using last time. So Batty's just using the Sword of War now. Ooh, and is he using broadheads or bodkins? Broadheads look like.
I did not see, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain he's using broadheads. Oh, great long-range overhead by Nil, taking out Toby-Wan. I guess he thought he was out of range, but he was not. And now it's an archer-on-archer battle here. Can he get the quick? Yes, he can! Great quick stab from Russian Mafia onto Moose. Alright, let's go back to the cart, see what's going on there.
Yes, the stab is actually considerably more damage on the Sword of War. 75 base, well, 55 on the longsword.
That is interesting. I would not have thought that at all. It makes sense, though, since I've noticed I do take a lot of damage from the Sword of War thrust, especially if it hits my head.
Yep, on the other hand, the overhead for these Sword of War does this. This might be a little outdated, actually, because it says it's 20 more, but I think it's only 10 more, and I think that the overhead for the longsword does a little more. But I could be incorrect on that one, but that's according to the damage value chart.
And it looks like the Interitus have switched back to his shield. All their guys are very bloodied. You can see all that red on them. Oh, great shot from Moose and a good overhead from Sage, taking out Stark when he just was not ready for it. But it didn't matter because the cart was still being pushed by that lone man-at-arms. Great job there from Doheath. Really sneaky in there, and he managed to take out 2 of Interitus' guys. That's got to be irking him. Ah, well, I think he did a great job. He really pushed that cart way up there.
Yep, that's a tactic that VQ likes to employ. Getting just one man-at-arms going around, sneaks past, people are looking, where'd the cart go? However, this engagement will be going down without the help of Lord Edward Stark.
Most of the VQ team, it seems. Only 2 guys up there.
Yeah, Edward Stark was taken out early, and now you
nice
can just
try
see
from Nil, but you really have to turn more when you're blocking that Warhammer, and he did not.
Yeah, Vengeful Vikings Warhammer, you have to turn a lot for it to actually parry that if you're in very close proximity. A fire pot just burning the cart, really not burning anything else.
Alright, let's see if VQ can regroup and make a solid push. Ooh.
Toby one taking out Ducky on the side. Oh! Abel with a couple good Brandis stock blows.
And another one.
Yep, Bada's almost dead.
Yep.
Nil comes in for the reinforcement after taking out
He
Toby
was
one.
not turned enough to see Nil properly coming, and he probably didn't react in time.
There is an archer with the
Oh.
cuts allowed who does kill behind Nil and take him out before.
Well, he was on
Getting
fire at the
that.
same time. Oh, nice job, the archer, just letting the cart get pushed up there. He's staying on it as much as he can. Now here's the problem. You do not want that cart to get lodged in that doorway. You do not want that to happen as the attacking team, because if that happens, then they're going to sit back there with an archer and a couple knights with shields, and it's going to be very hard to kill the guys in there. VQ moving up the right side of the map. My right.
Looking at the scores, it's about 5 minutes for this objective left. Sage and Moose at the top of the scoreboard for Interitus with 7-3 and 6-2 respectively. Dougie, the only positive VQ individual right now.
Bad at taking out Nil in a quick combo setup. Oh, but that Vanguard managed to sneak by again and push the cart through.
You see VQ very focused on these objectives with laser-like precision. They're saying we don't even care if we're dying, if we're losing the matches up front. We're going to focus on the cart. In fact, they might be losing a lot of these matches up front because they're focusing so heavily on that cart.
But it's paid off for them so far. What was? Do you know what the time was on Interitus is getting through the first objective?
I do not recall, actually.
We'll have to tally it up at the end.
I can actually check, though.
Smoke pot went out, so Vanguard has switched to smoke pot. Oh, and Russian Mafia, great shot, taking out Moose. Cart steadily moving along while the fighting is going on in the front. Oh, another great shot from Russian Mafia, hitting Vengeful Knight in the back. And oh, here comes. Oh, I saw that coming. Moose had the great angle on Russian Mafia. Russian Mafia was totally distracted, didn't see him underneath the stairs, and bam, right in the head. Oh, and another good shot followed up on Doheath.
Moose coming in and putting in the work.
Indeed. He's making up for the fact that he got counter-sniped earlier. Either way, though, good use,
nice defense there as well.
good movement of the cart from VQ, and I think they're going to continue that as whoever that is up there, Vengeful Viking, got easily taken out from 2 people. Oh,
Yep.
but Moose saying not so fast to Doheath.
Even with that kite shield, it is very difficult to hold off the onslaught of a longsword and a Brandistalk coming at you from multiple angles. And that's really one of the efficient tactics, is organizing the battle that will allow you to take people out efficiently.
Nice
in a
quick stab
time-sensitive
from
manner.
Abel. They're still moving that card as much as possible. Again, not really caring about the one-on-one engagements too much. Fire pot goes out. Oh, great job there with that Danax coming in from across the field. Just lunging in and dodging to get in there as fast as possible to help his teammate. Ah, but he gets taken out by Sage in the end. You can see Moose in a good position, taking cover behind the stone.
Rather than help out Russian Mafia, we noticed that Abel said, nope, I'm going to prioritize pushing the cart a little bit more. In this instance, I'm not sure if it was the right call because this leaves him 1v2 and he cannot push the cart when there are more Agathians there than Masons.
Right. So now VQ's trying to hang back a little bit. with 3 of their guys. They're waiting for the other 2 to get up here. And Nil taking out Toby-One, yeah. They thought they were going to surround the VQ guys, but ended up turning out the other situation. And Moose getting hunted down by Doeth.
At the same time, you see Sage coming up behind Abel, never knew what hit him. Now it's a 2v2 at the cart. Man-at-Arms and Longsword Knight versus Man-at-Arms, Sword of War.
Great overhead by Eddard Stark, but he got his leg chopped off as he was jumping.
Sage is the final survivor.
10 minutes, 45 seconds into this objective. Now, it's going to be really crucial, I think, on the next one, because since Interitus got it so fast last round, VQ's going to need to speed through it too, otherwise they're going to get a pretty big time deficit.
Most definitely. And whether that's going to be accomplished or not is going to be really up to how this objective finishes as well. If they could get this with a lot of people left alive and just rush towards that objective, they could do what Interitus failed to do last time and take it rather quickly before there's any response.
Cart's being pushed again by the Men-at-Arms and Archer. Oh, and there's the follow-up Knight for reinforcement now.
Yep, just a bit off of taking out Sage, but he makes up for it with a kill on Vengeful Viking.
BQ's just switching up targets all over the place here. Oh, but they lose Russian Mafia, but at the same time follow up and quickly take out Obi-Wan. The cart's still being pushed. Great job taking out Bada.
So many blocks were thrown out by Lord Eddard Stark there, really serving. He was trying to disrupt Bada, draw his aggro, not die, so that his other 2 individuals could go around, take them out with the Brand of Stalk and Danax respectively.
And now they're just trying to push the cart without getting pegged by that Archer. Trying to get it. Oh, and whoa! Nil came out of nowhere, snuck up on Moose and took him out. So much for having to worry about the Archer fire. Cart's still being moved forward. This could go all the way here.
Depends if Doug Keith has anything to say about it. He does have one thing, but not enough.
Great job there.
Russian mob
yep.
versus Toby-Wan.
Oh, quick stab. Yep, that's all it takes. That Russian thrust does so much damage against Vanguards. And with that, the cart's going to go over the thing. That was an amazing push by VQ there.
Yep, however, unlike the first objective, this will have to be met by the door, flush against the door, so it won't give him any room to really go back by. But I think at this point it's inevitable. VQ will just try and look at getting this as soon as they can. And there it falls. Yep.
And all the VQ guys are already up here. Interitus are quickly trying to take positions up at the sluice gates so they don't make the same mistake VQ did.
Ahead of his team based on where he died. The respawn timer was already going off. He beat the people that would have respawned just because of the objective. That means he gets there first, but not fast enough. Being forced out of there. Gets some stabs off on Vengeful Viking. Oh, he single-handedly.
But then a headshot from was right in front of him, I guess.
Yep, he was awarded for that. And it looks
like no! Oh, they I think it's fairly safe to say that they did get the sluice gate just as fast as Interitus did.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet even faster. That's my bet.
17 minutes, and we were like down to like 10 minutes, I think, when it was Interitus' turn to attack. So. Can Interitus hold them off for about 7 or 8 minutes? I think it was actually below 10 minutes. I think it was like 9 or 8.
It was somewhere around there. Oh, they are taking the very far left. They're looking to take that bridge over to the King's Family objective.
I'm only seeing 2 Interitus guys over here right now. Where's the rest of their team?
There's Toby-Wan patrolling the front, thinking he might be able to catch some people off, and then there is Nil or Eddard Stark being chased over by Vengeful Viking.
Alright, they're at the gate, they're battering it, not really caring about the losses again. They just want to do as much damage as they can to that gate to speed it up in the long run, I guess. Yep, and it's already about halfway down.
Yep, over on the right-hand side, Nil should have free reign. He was able to take out Vengeful Viking. And so he's getting free reign on this other difficult objective. Doing look-down overheads, which hit just as fast as the look-up overheads on those. However, it does give you slightly less vision, in my opinion. You have to turn all the way around.
Yep. He got pretty far on the gate, but he was taken out by that quick overhead with the Warhammer. That gate in particular, I mean, they'll have plenty of time to get it. I think the important part is just how much damage they can do to that far gate. Interesting fact, you can actually hit the 2 other gates with the catapult if the enemy is camping it, but you can't hit this one near the spawn with the catapult. That's another reason why it's the hardest to attack.
Oh, you see Russian Mafia going to town on that gate himself. Oh, before getting taken out by Edward Stark, who takes up the job before getting a nice throwable in his side.
Oh, beautiful stab. Tobion was not expecting it, and he's almost through the gate now. He's in, he's in, he's in.
He's able to single-handedly take out every single one of those family members, and now he has a battered right objective and the incredibly easy to take front objective for VQ to take.
Indeed, we'll see what Interitus decides to focus on now. That did take a couple minutes, but there's still like 5 left. You know, at least 5 or 6 minutes left that you need to hold out. We might see some more use of the catapult now. Oh no! Oh, he's into the farther objective now, taking out all those queensairs. That only leaves the hard to defend front objective now, which is not looking good for Interitus.
Yep, we're probably going to look over and see those 4 clicks. Yep, we see the man-at-arms, Doug Heath, getting on that catapult, ranging 4 clicks to take out that palisade wall. Abel taking out Sage over on the top, though.
Managed to take out Bada with the catapult, too.
Oh, he says, forget that, yeah. Just leaving the wall, helping, I'm really curious as if they coordinated that.
I gotta say, nice job from Moose there with his little cudgel. And, wow, and Tobion managed to take out Nil. Oh! Well, at least they did push off Interitus, but there's just so many limbs around the gate. Oh man, so many limbs and bodies. So do you think they're going to get back on the catapult at all and just keep hammering it? Or... Oh, I see, he's distracting him off of it. Whoever's moved up there. Oh no, he moved up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They might be wanting to leave that palisade wall to obscure some of the vision, because if you take that out, they can actually see the catapult coming from a mile away.
Nope, they're back on it now. I mean, they're going to see you anyways because they have the archer on top of the wall, so it doesn't really matter.
If the engagement goes down, nice shot from Russian Mafia over on the moose up at
Men-at-Arms going straight for the gate again.
Oh, and the gate's down. Through. Doug Heath goes around and breaks through on the side. It looks like it's not going to get them very far, but still.
It's an important step. I mean, once the gate's down, it's a lot easier to get in. You're not a target, you know, you don't have to sit there hitting it, you can just run straight through.
Yep, and they do have 3 or so minutes before they decide, or before they actually get swapped by Interitus' time. So Interitus will have to pull off a defense of the century in order to get past this. You see that Vanguard Abel over on that catapult. What he might be trying to do.
Yeah, he tried to get him off the catapult, but he ended up hitting his teammate.
Just short of the wall, actually being more of a nuisance than anything else. Abel looking to redeem himself with another catapult shot. Nil taking out Doug Heath in the fight up front.
And that's why I insist that you do need to take out that wall. You take out that archer's area of effect. And you can see they are dismantling it now. They can get in there much faster. And if anything, their archers can start picking off the peasants inside.
This is quite true. And they can also now get a clear shot before they needed a scout like Abel, who was sitting on that rock, to see if anyone was in front of the doorway. Oh, it looks like they are just going to let Doug Heath in there, who will take out the remaining...
Oh, that's it. That
and will win the game for Vanquished.
Definitely a clear victory for VQ and a nice catapult at the end. Great job. We can see at the kill to death ratio, Sage has 27 kills. which is a lot more than any of the VQ guys, but the VQ guys are playing the objective a lot more strongly.
Yep, with about 2 seconds left to spare, VQ are the winners of this semifinals match and will progress onto the finals versus K7.
That was definitely a great game from both sides. I'm just, I think the thing I'm most surprised about is just how fast both teams blew past the Sluice gate.
Yeah, that Sluice gate objective seems like it just got ran through by both of them. Usually, what one team can do is they just stack all 5 on one side and try to hold off at least one side, because you need both of them to continue. But neither side able to get a foothold.
Indeed.
Okay.
As you were saying, neither team was able to regroup in time, and the attacking team just exploited that to the best effect.
Most definitely. I'm going to coordinate with Phalanx and Abel and see if they want to do interviews.
Alright, I'll cut out the video here in case we don't get any interviews. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in the next match.